This week, the hip-hop community was hit hard when the news broke that legendary rapper Mack died at the young age of 46.
Mack's tough times in the industry, especially his rocky dealings with music mogul Puff Daddy. Their work at Bad Boy Records was full of fights and disagreements, leading to an expected split. We also look at other famous rappers like 50 Cent and Ice Cube, highlighting the fierce competition in rap. What's going on behind these controversial battles? Let's explore the powerful influences that have shaped the careers of some of the biggest rap artists. The biggest fight over money in music. There were rumors that Mack was very upset with Puff Daddy. People said he was so upset that he wanted nothing to do with him anymore, or even remove him from his position in the music business. It's not strange to hear about such strong dislike in the rap world. Given the big personalities and important stakes, it seems to be a common thing. In the music scene, 50 Cent has been spending a lot of time making music in the studio. This has led many to think that he might be about to bring out another major song soon. At the same time, Drake and Kendrick Lamar are still the main topics in music discussions, always making their fans excited for what's next. Also, Chris Brown has released a new song that has caused a lot of talk and mixed reactions from those who listen to it. In other news, Kanye West has caught people's attention again because of his bold actions aimed at another artist, J. Cole. This keeps people talking and spreading rumors. Moreover, Ice Cube's son is making his own big moves, which might mean he's starting to follow his dad's successful path. On a funnier note, comedian Lil Duval seems to be enjoying watching all these dramas and conflicts unfold among the artists. Going back to Mack, we found what seems to be his last interview where he spoke openly about his difficult times with Puff Daddy. Mack was not the only one who felt this way. Another artist, Freddie P., has also spoken about similar problems, like being treated badly or not getting paid what he was promised. These stories show the less seen side of the rap industry, where disagreements and dissatisfaction are as common as the successful songs they release. This look behind the scenes reveals that the solidarity often shown to the public might cover up a reality that is full of disputes and discontent. Mack also talked about a business deal that went wrong. He agreed to make an album for a price that he thought was low but acceptable. However, when it was time to get paid, he was offered only a third of the agreed price. This kind of unfair treatment is taken very seriously in any type of business, particularly in an industry where respect and reputation means so much. Arguments over money, getting respect, and having control over artistic work are usual in the music industry. These disagreements often lead to public and private fights that make the industry both exciting and unstable. Even when the music stops, the tales of working together and fighting continue to shape the world of rap music. In one case, an artist set clear rules for how he wanted to be paid. He said, "If we're going to do this, let's do it right. Pay me in parts." He agreed to get his money in 3 portions, 1/3 at the beginning, another third in the middle, and the last third when the album was finished. But, as it frequently happens, the payments stopped coming after the first part. Feeling very frustrated, he decided to stop working. He wasn't going to put in more effort and use his skills without getting paid. "I'm not going to be a fool and work for nothing," he said firmly. However, in a typical turn of events, instead of getting his due money, he received threats from those who had promised to pay him. They pressured him, claiming, "You owe us an album." He stood his ground and answered, "I don't owe you anything. It's you who owe me." When they tried to scare him by showing off their power and connections, hinting that he knew what type of people they were, he felt pushed into a corner. He agreed to meet them in the studio at 7 now, not because he wanted to, but because he felt he had no other choice given his tough situation. This ongoing conflict between sticking to his values and dealing with the tricky financial parts of the music business points out a big problem. These kinds of challenges are not rare. Many artists find themselves in situations where they have to fight for their rightful payments and respect while trying to maintain their artistic freedom. The music industry can be harsh, with many facing difficulties from people who try to exploit them. It's a world where you have to be alert and ready to defend your rights and your work, showing how complicated and demanding it can be to navigate through the industry's financial and power dynamics. These issues, common in many artists' careers, underscore the need for better protection and fair practices within the industry to ensure that creativity and hard work are rightfully rewarded. This tale is similar to other artists from the same label, who found the business side of the music world so daunting and dark that they turned to religion for peace and direction. Mace became a Christian pastor, and Craig Mack turned to religion as well, seeking something purer than what he experienced in his career. Their moves toward faith are telling of the immense pressures and ethical dilemmas they faced, driving them to seek refuge in spirituality. Craig Mack's life, marked by these battles, ended prematurely at age 47, a fact that underscores the stress and potential health problems associated with such a stressful career. He left behind a family and a legacy that is complicated by not just his music, but also by his untimely death and the speculation surrounding his health. There were rumors of heart failure, and whispers suggested other possible illnesses, perhaps affecting his liver or kidneys. These details, however, remain as unclear as many aspects of his career, clouded by half-truths and incomplete stories. After exploring the challenges Craig Mack faced, we now turn to look at how widespread these harsh realities are across the music industry. When the music industry gets really tough, the larger scenario unfolding in the entertainment industry reveals a troubling trend of exploitation and manipulation. Artists, attracted by the allure of fame and financial success, often find themselves caught in a web of deceit. The industry doesn't just seek their creative skills, it typically demands a toll on their personal well-being, leading to devastating consequences. Many individuals enter this field dreaming of becoming stars, only to end up entangled in legal battles due to unmet promises and financial disasters. The stress and mental strain this causes are significant, pushing many to reconsider if the pursuit of celebrity status is truly worth the sacrifices they have to make. Support structures for these artists are remarkably weak in this high-pressure environment. The main focus is often on generating profit rather than ensuring the welfare of the artists. Personal and professional boundaries are regularly ignored. People like Craig Mack are treated not as individuals with rights and personal needs, but as tools to generate revenue. This objectification of artists is a severe problem, underscoring the need for more attention and reforms to protect these individuals. Today, I'd like to focus on something truly impressive. 50 Cent's latest project is not just any ordinary business move. He's opened a massive 956,000 square foot film studio, which is a huge deal. This isn't merely about having a big building. This studio has become the second largest Black-owned production facility in the world. This is a huge achievement because it represents a significant step in an industry where big dreams frequently crash into harsh realities. For those of you who frequently leave comments, this might be a good time to actually give 50 Cent some applause. And I'll explain why you should. His new venture isn't just for making more money or showing off. This studio is about creating numerous jobs. And jobs are more than just work. They are how people earn their living and manage to feed their families. Every job this studio creates is helping someone provide for their family. Think about that next time you sit down to a nice meal. Let's take a moment to understand the impact of this. Consider watching that video where 50 Cent unveils this enormous Black-owned studio. Through the expansion of G Studios, his aim reaches beyond just film production. He's talking about conscious capitalism. Yes, it's still capitalism, but it's driven by a goal. It's about generating employment opportunities, boosting the local economy, and strengthening the community. This studio will likely have a ripple effect in the area. It means more local businesses seeing increased activity as studio employees buy lunches, shop, and use services nearby. It's about increased tax revenues, which can lead to better schools and improved public services. Essentially, it's an investment in the future of the community. Furthermore, this initiative is about representation. Having a large Black-owned studio challenges the status quo and provides a platform for diverse voices and stories to be told, stories that might otherwise be overlooked. It's about inspiring others, showing that success is achievable and that big ventures like this can thrive. Moreover, this project is a beacon of hope for many. It symbolizes a breaking down of barriers in an industry that has historically been tough to crack for minorities. It shows that with the right vision and determination, substantial achievements are possible, and that can motivate others to dream big and act boldly. The big picture here is really something special. He's trying to turn this studio into a key player in the entertainment industry, a place where new ideas meet real opportunities. It's a place where new talent can learn from experienced professionals, and great stories get told. It's not just about business. It's about creating a legacy. This is 50 Cent, not just doing well in his music and entertainment career, but also making a mark that could really help people and inspire entire communities. That's really something to shine a light on, isn't it? Now let's talk about 50 Cent. Everyone's wondering how he'll handle these industry cliches. It's pretty clear we don't see 50 going down that typical path. It'll be interesting to watch how he avoids these stereotypes. His journey isn't just about music or business, it's about him showing he's different. Switching gears, let's briefly touch on Drake's latest diss track. And let's remember, life is full of different chapters, just like the roles 50 Cent might steer clear from, showing that there's a lot more to him than meets the eye. Reflecting on the darker aspects of fame, let's shift our focus to a big name in the business making impactful moves. Is tech changing music rules? In this song, Drake uses artificial intelligence technology to recreate the voices of two well-known West Coast rappers, Tupac and Snoop Dogg. This technology makes it sound like these famous musicians are challenging Kendrick to improve his approach to the West Coast rap style. Drake uses this technology to get his message across without having to directly confront Kendrick, which is quite a smart move. However, whether this method really makes a strong impact, or if it just appears as a clever gimmick, is something that people might disagree on. The concept of bringing back the voices of deceased artists to provoke current musicians is a complex idea. It combines new technology with the potential for disrespect. This raises important questions about how far artists should go in pushing the boundaries of creativity and what the ethical limits are when using the legacies of deceased musicians to fuel current music industry rivalries. It makes us wonder whether this is truly a step forward in producing music or just a smart way to cause controversy without getting directly involved. As for the song itself, it didn't really impress me much. While it initially sparked my curiosity, it's not a track I find myself wanting to listen to repeatedly. Nevertheless, it's crucial to note that Drake is not the only musician currently making a significant impact. Other artists like Rick Ross and Chris Brown are also contributing greatly to the music scene. In particular, Chris Brown's latest song has been a hot topic of conversation online. This track is filled with sharp criticisms of other people and has not gone unnoticed. The lyrics are particularly controversial because they mention the personal tragedies of other people, leading to intense discussions about whether it's appropriate to include such subjects in songs. Overall, using AI to imitate the voices of past legends to send messages in music adds a new dimension to how artists communicate in their songs. This raises broader discussions about respect for those who have passed away and how the current generation uses their images and legacies. Moreover, the reactions to such songs can vary widely, from being seen as innovative to being viewed as inappropriate or insensitive. As technology continues to advance, the music industry finds itself navigating these new tools and the complex issues they bring up, balancing creativity with respect for past artists and their contributions. Many online comments have pointed out a seeming inconsistency in how the public and fans react to Brown, often quick to forgive despite the edgy and sometimes offensive content of his songs. This situation highlights the ongoing struggle between an artist's freedom to express themselves and the moral responsibility they carry, especially given their influence and the public platform they hold. These recent music releases invite us to think about the evolving role of AI in music. The blend of technology and traditional music is becoming more common, reshaping our expectations of artists and their craft. As AI becomes more involved, it's crucial to consider how this might change the music we listen to and the messages artists convey. Will the integration of technology enhance the music industry, or could it risk diluting the authenticity of artistic expression? The landscape of music, especially within genres like hip-hop, is undergoing significant changes, not just in sound, but in how narratives and conflicts within the industry are crafted and conveyed. I'll continue to watch these trends closely, as they not only affect the artists, but also the listeners and the broader cultural context. In the meantime, I'll keep listening, analyzing, and, of course, sharing my thoughts on these evolving dynamics. In the intense arena of hip-hop, when artists decide to release diss tracks, they are essentially stepping into a battleground. These aren't just songs, they're declarations of war, where lyrical brutality is not just expected, but celebrated. Some might find this approach too harsh, especially when personal jabs are thrown, like those from Chris Brown's latest controversial track. Critics say that such tracks cross the line from clever wordplay into uncomfortable territory, especially when artists use real-life tragedies as ammunition. Diss tracks in hip-hop are fundamentally different from conflicts in other music genres, where someone like Taylor Swift might craft a catchy tune veiled in subtle digs. Hip-hop artists tend to go all out. They don't hide their insults behind metaphors or sweet melodies. Instead, they aim to hit hard and direct, making it clear who their words are meant for. This raw, unfiltered honesty is part of what makes hip-hop uniquely compelling and, at times, controversial. In creating a diss track, rappers look to deliver a knockout blow, a line so powerful and memorable that it cements their place in the rap hierarchy and diminishes their rivals. Think of it as needing a finishing move in wrestling, a signature action that ends the match decisively. Just like a wrestler needs to perfect moves like The Undertaker's chokeslam, rappers need to craft lines that are impactful and unforgettable. The objective is not just to respond to or insult another artist, but to do so in a way that will be remembered and quoted by fans. It's about showing dominance and skill, proving oneself superior in the art of rhyme and rhythm. This can mean delivering lines that are creatively brutal, which shock listeners and shake up the industry. Listening to these tracks, you realize they're more than music. They're strategic attacks, part of a larger game of reputation and respect in the hip-hop community. Artists use their lyrics to assert themselves, to claim their territory, and to defend their positions against all comers. The stakes are high, and the fallout from these tracks can affect careers, defining who rises and who falls in the public eye. From examining 50 Cent's role in reshaping the industry, we move to see how personal conflicts are expressed through powerful lyrics in hip-hop. Rappers fight for the top. When we talk about the ongoing clashes in the hip-hop world, we're not just looking at artists who don't get along, we're examining a crucial part of hip-hop culture itself. In this deliberate and strategic practice, artists provoke and challenge each other to stir up interest and ensure their voices dominate the conversation. These conflicts aren't just for entertainment, they are strategic, aiming to keep the artists relevant and their music in the spotlight. Even if the confrontational nature of these tracks isn't to everyone's taste, it's undeniable that they bring energy to the genre, pulling in listeners and directing the flow of musical trends. The expectations in this arena are incredibly high. Each song is like a heavyweight punch, crafted to do more than just perform better than the last hit. It's supposed to crush the competition's reputation entirely. Imagine the drama and exaggerated action of a wrestling match, where every maneuver is not just about scoring points, but about overwhelming and outshining the opponent. This isn't just a musical competition. It's an all-out battle where each word and rhyme can make or break an artist's standing in the hip-hop community. This harsh, competitive spirit is clearly visible in artists like Chris Brown, who masterfully balance respect and rivalry. Chris can express respect for a fallen peer like Takeoff one moment, acknowledging his contributions and mourning his loss, and then swiftly turn his attention to Quavo, delivering lines that challenge and confront. It's this complex mix of honoring some while competing against others that keeps the dynamics within hip-hop so charged and interesting. Meanwhile, Offset is also making moves, seemingly preparing his own powerful comeback. The idea of him loading up the Falcon Punch suggests he's getting ready to strike back with force in his live performances. Here, concerts and live shows become more than just about entertainment. They turn into strategic battlegrounds. Each performance is an opportunity to fight back with words that hit as hard as physical blows, transforming stages into arenas where each lyric has the power to influence, provoke, and even change the course of rivalries. In this world, artists are always on their toes, crafting tracks that need to do more than just sound good. They need to make a statement. The pressure is immense, with each song serving as a statement of power, a challenge to others, and a bid for supremacy. Fans watch closely, knowing that any song could escalate or shift existing rivalries. This continuous battle for dominance through music not only keeps the artists sharp, but also keeps the entire genre dynamic, evolving, and ever interesting. It's about maintaining a top spot in an ever-competitive field, where visibility and bold statements are as crucial as the music itself. Kanye West has a unique approach to conflicts in the music industry, especially when it comes to disagreements with other artists like J. Cole. Kanye takes these battles beyond just the lyrics of his songs. He doesn't just release a song that might mention or hint at a conflict. He goes further by using social media to keep the argument going, even when the music stops. For example, when J. Cole decided he didn't want to be part of a remix, Kanye didn't just let it go. Instead, he responded by intensifying the situation, creating memes and posting comments online that led to even more discussion and controversy. His tactics are very persistent, ensuring that every action he takes keeps people focused on the ongoing disagreement. In Kanye's songs that involve these types of disputes, every word and every line is deliberately chosen. He doesn't just put words together haphazardly. He composes his lyrics in a way that they're meant to hit hard and stick in the minds of those who hear them. This strategy isn't solely about creating music. It's about showing who is the stronger and more influential figure in the music world. The words in these songs can be very sharp, sometimes even harsh, pulling the audience into the middle of the conflict and compelling them to pick a side. This isn't accidental. It's a calculated effort to make sure the songs are not only heard, but remembered and discussed. Kanye's approach is more than just making a track. It's about making a statement and ensuring that his point of view dominates the conversation. This extends into how he interacts with the public and other artists through different platforms, not just through his music. By keeping the disputes alive in various ways, he ensures that the attention remains on him and the conflict, thereby keeping his name and his music relevant and talked about. This method of handling feuds in the music industry is about much more than just proving musical talent. It's about maintaining visibility, influence, and control over the narrative that surrounds him. Fans of hip-hop often find this aspect of the genre thrilling. The tracks provide more than just entertainment. They serve as a window into the real tensions and rivalries between artists. Each diss track is like a chapter in an ongoing saga that fans follow closely, discussing and dissecting every word. Artists involved in these battles use their platform to not only showcase their lyrical skills, but also to make clear statements about their standing in the music world. They engage in these confrontations not just for the sake of personal disputes, but as a strategic move to boost their visibility and relevance in the competitive industry. Hip-hop's drama seems to unfold endlessly, almost predictably, as if it's part of the script. Recently, Kanye West made headlines again, but not for his music. Instead, he caught attention by acting in a way that suggests he's moved away from his previous Christian identity. This all came to light during a discussion about a remix of one of his songs. It's intriguing, or perhaps tiring, to see someone so publicly swing back and forth between personas. The clip that sparked the discussion is just a piece of the ongoing spectacle that invites fans to question what's real and what's just for show. Adding to the entertainment, this episode drags in J. Cole, who seems to have been minding his own business. Suddenly, he's caught in the crossfire of Kanye's public display, targeted by comments that were more direct hits than random shots. It seems unnecessary and complicates the narrative further. Meanwhile, Ice Cube's son threw in his own commentary, cleverly referencing his dad's famous one-take track, No Vaseline, as a benchmark of straightforward, impactful music production. This was clearly a dig at Kendrick Lamar, who has been unusually quiet lately. The implication is that real artists respond quickly and powerfully, setting a standard that Kendrick hasn't met according to some. The silence from Kendrick has everyone guessing. Drake has thrown some shade his way, suggesting that Kendrick is avoiding releasing new music because he's afraid of being overshadowed by Taylor Swift's success. It's portrayed as if Kendrick is too scared to compete, with Drake painting a picture of the music scene as a tactical game where timing is everything. Having seen how personal battles unfold in music, we next explore the effects of these conflicts on the lives of the artists involved. Is Kendrick too late to respond? What's happening with all the Kendrick fans who are eagerly waiting for him to respond to Drake? Comedian Lil Duval has already pointed out that time is ticking, and fans are starting to lose patience. If Kendrick waits too long, his response might not even splash. No matter how smart or impactful his words are, they could end up feeling stale and irrelevant. Drake has already set the stakes very high, daring Kendrick to deliver something so clever that you might need to hear it a few times to really get it. Adding to the drama, Rick Ross and Chris Brown have also stepped into the scene, each bringing their own kind of excitement to the situation. What we're seeing now is less about the music itself and more about who can outdo whom. It's becoming a battle of personalities, where the focus is more on winning public favor and dominating the news. This unfolding situation really highlights what's going on behind the scenes in the music industry, which is starting to look a lot like a high school drama filled with cliques and very public fights. Artists aren't just people who make music anymore, they've become key players in a continuous public drama. Every action they take is watched and overanalyzed, every quiet moment filled with hidden meanings, contributing to a story that unfolds by the minute. It's less about creating meaningful music now and more about keeping up appearances in a world where today's headlines are forgotten tomorrow. Staying relevant has become a daily battle, and maintaining public interest is crucial in an industry that moves on quickly and rarely looks back. The relentless pace at which these artists must work to remain in the public eye is exhausting. Every tweet they send, every appearance they make, is part of a larger effort to stay at the forefront of public consciousness. The real challenge lies not in producing timeless music, but in managing one's image in an ever-shifting landscape of public opinion and media attention. As we watch these artists juggle their careers with their public personas, it becomes clear that in today's music industry, visibility is just as important, if not more so, than artistic talent. The music seems to take a back seat to the relentless drive for fame and recognition. As spectators, we're left to wonder about the motivations behind these public stances and silent treatments. Is it strategic or just personal? The blending of personal lives into public personas makes it hard to tell where the line is drawn. It's a spectacle, a show put on for the world to see, where the lines between personal integrity and public performance are blurred. So, the buzz around town is about this so-called civil war in the rap world. A term that's pretty heavy for a music industry spat, don't you think? But here we are, with fans and media making a big deal out of it, creating this grand narrative that pits artist against artist as if they're gearing up for some massive showdown. Let's break down the picture that's causing all this talk. It's set up like some kind of strategy game board with rappers as chess pieces. On one side, we've got Drake and Future, who seem to be leading the charge. Under Future's wing are big names like Metro Boomin, Kendrick Lamar, and Rick Ross. Then you have a whole lineup of stars like A$AP Rocky, The Weeknd, Playboi Carti, Travis Scott, and a few others whose relationships and rivalries are drawn up like battle lines. Then there's the other side, flagged by Drake again, where J. Cole's image strangely has a cross over it. Alongside him are 21 Savage, Lil Yachty, Meek Mill, SCA, Lil Wayne, and a few more. It's like they're ready for a face-off, with fans being asked to pick a side. And what about Chris Brown? Where does he fit into this supposed war? Considering his past collaborations, most might guess he'd lean towards Young Thug's group. But really, who knows? It's all speculation, almost like guessing alliances in a reality TV show. Calling this situation a civil war seems a bit over the top. It's more like a clever way to stir up drama and get people talking. It turns musicians into characters in some sort of epic narrative. But let's step back a bit. Isn't this just another day in the entertainment world? Rappers and artists often have public spats. It's part of the music scene's dynamic, but labeling it as a war, that's taking it to another level. Could Craig Mack's fallout with Puff Daddy reveal deeper industry issues? Or is it just the tip of the iceberg? What do you think is really going on behind the scenes? Share your thoughts, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of rap.